All right, so we've started the home buying process or the home shopping process. Uh, it's a couple of weeks ago, about a week or so ago. We decided that we're going to try and get out of this house in about a year and start working on our own. If you saw the video yesterday, you saw that I posted a video that was like $70,000, some $70,000 house here in Concal, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Went to go look at it, and of course, overpriced. I've seen other situations where you got a whole lot more for a whole lot less than the 70 that they were asking. So we came back home. We started talking some more and just kind of revisiting some of the other ideas that we had. And so what we've settled on is let's sit tight for a year, aggressively save, and starting right now, we will start looking for property, try and find the ideal piece of land on which we will build. And so what we decided to do, and Angel gave us this idea, because he said in one of his other videos, well, he didn't say this in his other video, but in additional talks that I had with him, he said if he had to do it all over again, he would have built his own house. He felt he could have got a lot more for a whole lot less by cutting out the middlemen. And a lot of people, when you talk to a lot of people out here that had their houses built, there's a lot of stress and frustration with getting that done, just the process, time delays and stuff like that. But I've been here long enough to have met some people that had great results and good results and service with builders and architects. And so I have a short list that I can kind of reach out to. So what we decided, we were going to buy some land. So Angel was like, buy some land, build the first level of the house, move in while they build the rest. But we decided to take it a step further. We figured, because I don't know if you've seen that video where this young lady, she built 2 houses side by side for $84,000, and they were pretty spacious. One with a 2-bedroom and the other with a 1-bedroom. She lived in one, and her plan was to rent the other. But she built those 2 houses for $84,000, had a humongous pool in the back, and very happy with what she did with her builder. That house was spectacular. I used to have the video up. She told me to take it down. So I know what's possible and what could be done with money. So what we decided, we're going to find that land, and then we're going to build a casita in the back, because we can get one of those put up pretty quick, pretty cheap, and then we'd move into that casita while they build on the main house. That way, like Angel was saying, hey man, you can build on your house in phases. If it takes a year to build it, takes a year. If it takes 2 years for you to build it, you build it out as you can afford it. And that way you're putting a 100% of your money into the house instead of putting money in rents. So that's what we decided we're going to do. So yesterday, like I said, we went out and looked at the house and saw some other land out there in the area. We decided we want to stay in Concal or in between Cholula. In between, we do like this area. Since only being here now for about 30 days, we're liking it. I asked her if she wanted to move back, if she wanted to go back into the city, move closer into Merida. She's like, no, I like it out here. It's not too bad driving into Merida to get what we want. And we don't go often. Today was her first time driving back in a minute, because one of the girls wanted to go to the mall with a friend. So she drove them out to the mall, and so they hanging out. And in fact, Angel's gonna pick them up because it's his daughter and bring them back. And I might see if I can get him on video and we talk about some of the options and what he wish he would have done differently in terms of building that house. The thing that I like about building a casita is because we could put the house out back, the casita out back, way in the back, and buy a lot where the lot goes lengthwise long, almost similar to this. Let me get over here. Because see, these lots go long. From here to that door, I don't know how far that is. It's a couple of 100 feet, I would guess. I mean, it's a long way, like maybe 100 feet, 150 feet. And so the casita, I don't know if you remember that last house we looked at in Concal, where there was a casita in the back, and then they had a pool in the back, and then they had the main house. So what we can do with the casita is we could put the casita in the back, have a very nice pool, and have that all in the back. And we will just live in there, because we can get that done for cheap and move right in. And I mean, think about it. We make this whole area nice. Wow. And the house will be a pretty good distance from the casita. Like I say, this is the back of the house, but ours will be further out. So that way, while they're building and all of that, we live in the back, have access to the pool, casita back here, and we could just chill and just take our time. Angel was like, start with phase one, have them lay the foundation. One, you might have them put the walls up around your property, so you're all so secluded and private. And we just build this thing in phases. That way we're renting. There's no rush. It'd be a little tight in that casita, but at that point, it's our stuff. You're gonna be a little uncomfortable. I don't mind being a little uncomfortable while we're building something that's ours. And one of the things that I like about Angel's thinking, and some other folks that I've met, is when he built his house, he wanted to be in a situation where he had no rent, no mortgage. He threw those solar panels up so he won't have any electric bill. He runs everything off of his well water so he don't have a water bill. He basically, the only thing he has to buy, his cars are paid off. Only thing he has to buy is groceries every month. And that's where I want to be. Because like I said, my plan is preparing myself for retirement. I can see, I've been here now 2.5 years. I always say this, I wouldn't recommend anybody trying to build unless y'all been living here for at least a year. I'll go out on the limb and say at least 2 years. Live in 1 or 2 houses in 2 different parts of town before you make your decision. Only after our 3rd time do we realize this is pretty much where we want to be, in an area like this, further out. So I forgot what I was saying. I had a point with that. But, he wanted to be as independent as possible. Cash rich, you know what I mean? Not having his money tied up in rents and car notes, utilities, things that fluctuate. So now the only thing he had to worry about is buying groceries every month. Everything else is paid for. Cut his own grass, but if he ever get to a point where he needs somebody else to come out there and cut the grass, now that you don't have any of these expenses. So yeah, that's what I was saying. As I'm planning for my retirement, this has always been the long-term strategy, was to be ready by time retirement get here. We don't have any debt, we don't have any overhead and all of that. We build this house out in 1 to 2 years, man, we'll be straight. I am glad we moved into this house because it has given me some ideas on how you can make that thing just absolutely beautiful for fairly cheap. Getting this stuff put up, it's not gonna be expensive. Getting something built like that overhead, it's not expensive. Getting a casita put in the back first, it's not gonna be expensive. You know what I mean? And I don't mind being uncomfortable. And I already told the girls, I was like, look, ideally by then, Sky, our 21-year-old, she'll be working and making some money. She'd already talking about she want her own place. So 11 months from now, she should be in her own place by the end. So it'll just be Haley and Charlie. They might have to share if we just build a 2-room casita. I'm gonna go for a 3-room casita if I can, because I do plan to build this property out. And Kim has been saying the same thing. I want to host events. She wants to host events for her ministry and stuff like that. And so we want a lot more land and a lot more space, a casita, starting off with 2 or 3 bedrooms. And if after we get the main house built and it's all done 2 years later, Then guess what? We can put a second level on top of the casita and have another 2 or 3 rooms, thus having a 4 or 5 room bedroom casita with plans to do whatever we like. And that's the beauty about it out here in Mexico, y'all. So most likely we ain't gonna be in no Pravada. All the rules that they have. We do like being outside of a Pravada, so we gotta kind of go back to the basics. This place is absolutely nice. We absolutely love it, but when it comes time to buying and building our own thing, we gonna want a little bit more freedom and flexibility. So, saying all that to say, man, it ain't too early to start plotting your plan. Like I say, we got about 11 months left up in this lease. Thank God we didn't sign a 2-year lease. But we already got plans, we got ideas. And right now, the plans that we're working on is subject to change. Because right now, like I say, this is why I say it's important just to kind of write down your goals, get your dreams, put it on paper, and just start moving in the direction, and trust that things will start to work out and open up and present themselves as you go. So I don't know, but this is our basic blueprint. This is the plan. We're gonna move forward. Like I said a moment ago, a lot of these plans might change. We might see a property of some land that already has a structure on it, where we might just have to move in and just renovate some of the first level, and then move in on the first level while they build on the second level, or move in the first level while the first part of the house might already be built out a great deal. Move in that while they build a casita, then move into the casita, and then while they renovate the house. I don't know. I'm just saying all that. It's a whole lot of what ifs. I don't know exactly what's going to go on. I just know we're going to get started. Here, you can buy land, you can put some deposits down, and you can get the land. So you don't have to miss out on anything. If you see one that you like and want, put down some small deposit and make some monthly payments. And then, like I say, the goal would be to pay that out outright. And then we just start building in phases. So Robert has an architecture that he likes. I'm going to reach out to them, and we're going to try and work it out and get some blueprints done and start sketching out some ideas of what we want. So if you're a VIP member, we will share more of those intimate details with you on the inside of the membership site. So if you're not a member, make sure you do join and get access to that, and referrals and resources that we use and contractors that we'll be using. So I'm excited, because for the next 12 months, we're going to be out hunting and looking and shopping and seeing what our options are. And I'd love for you to follow along on this journey. So if you're watching this video, don't get the crazy idea that you want to come down here and buy a house right away or buy some land. Wait a year or 2. Get a lay of the land. I've seen so many people come down here and thought they can deal with the heat, or they move into a neighborhood and buy a house right off the bat, and they don't like it. They don't like the area. They wish they would have done it somewhere else. So get situated first before you do anything crazy like this, because there's probably more stories of failures than success stories of people who just showed up after visiting for a month or 2 and moving here and thinking things are going to work out. So moveabroadandthrive.com. Like to get on the phone and chit chat, book a consultation. Appreciate you watching. I'm about to go get me some fruit juice.